Okay, this is my attempt to show you how to do this problem. I think is 67. This is what it actually looks like when you look at it. I copied and pasted it into Excel, and the blanks are the numbers that you needed to fill in. Hopefully I did this right. Okay, that's not what I want. This is. That's not what I want. This is what I want. I'm doing too many things at the same time. Okay, everyone, this is my attempt to show you how to do problem 67, which I believe is problem 5 in your chapter 1 homework. This thing took forever and Maverick is not impressed, but this is what it looks like when you first open it. I copied and pasted it into Excel, so it's not actually what it looks like on Pearson. It was easier to figure it out doing it in Excel. I thought it would be easier to explain to you as well. This is the original problem, and you can see the blanks. Those were the things that you had to figure out and fill in. Okay, this is my answer. Everything in red is what I figured out. So the first thing that I did here was figure out revenues for 2019 because you knew a lot of the numbers. You knew cost of goods sold and you knew other expenses and you knew income before income taxes. So you just had to add them up and that gave you the 13,920. Since you knew this, for the second thing, I figured out income taxes by taking income before income taxes and multiplying it by 35%, which gave me the 532. And then net income is income before income taxes minus the taxes. So 1520 minus 532 gave you 988. So for retained earnings, now down here, you could plug in your net income that you figured out up here. That was part 4. Now let me find part 5 because I jumped around a lot knowing that some things I could figure out quickly because I knew other parts. And the trick with these things is to take what you know and figure out what you don't know from that. And sometimes you have to jump around. Sometimes you have to say, well, okay, this part I know, so let's go figure that part out. And then maybe that'll give me something that I can use somewhere else. So the next thing I saw was current liabilities, and I knew I could calculate the missing number because I knew total liabilities and I knew these other two numbers, so I could simply subtract them to get current liabilities of 4815. So for number 6, that part, again, I know all but total stockholders' equity, but I know all the other numbers. I know common stock, retained earnings, and other, so I just have to add them up to get the 5326. So for part 7, now I've got these things plugged in. I know total liabilities from up here was 9,200. Sorry about scrolling, but I kind of have to. And I know total stockholders' equity, so I can just add them to get the 14,526. That was 7. So let me find 8. Somewhere up here is 8, 3, 4, 16, 17. Not over there. 8. I saw it. Then I lost it. 8. Where'd it go? 6. Here. That's 7. Where was 8? Oops. 7 was that. 8 should be up here somewhere. Here. Whew. Sorry about that. I could plug that in from what I just calculated in step 7. Would have been easier if I could have done these in order, but I couldn't. Okay. So then I bumped over here because I was just looking for things that I didn't know what they were. So here I know total assets. Down here, total assets are 13,600. So I can just subtract other assets, property, plant, and equipment, and get my cash here of 1180. I'm going to put this whole thing up, the file up on D2L as well, so you can download it and then you can see the formulas if you look up here for what I added. That was 9. Okay, let me find 10. I did this really quickly. I'm usually a little bit more organized. And Maverick was not impressed. 13, 11, 10. Okay, plug the 1180 in here. That's cash at the end of the year. That's what I calculated up there. 11, I could figure out this 70 because I knew the other numbers. I took the 1180 minus the 1250 to get to the change. This is the change, the increase or decrease. 1180 at the end, 1250 at the beginning, so it was less, so it's $70. 12, plug the 1180 in to 2018 because this is the beginning. Okay, 13, the cash at the beginning of the year plus the decrease, which is 160, to get the 1020. You're trying to find cash at the end of the year. So you take cash at the beginning of the year, and then there was a decrease of 160. So 1180 minus 160 gives you the 1020. The reason I have plus is because that's a negative, so you have to add it. Okay. 13, up here, I got the 630, which was net cash provided by operating activities, by taking the decrease in cash, the 160, subtracting net cash used in investing and in financing. And again, you have to subtract because of the negative numbers. Okay, so that's the 630. Then we go find number 14, 3825. We don't know this number. This is the total of 4390, which we know, minus the common stock and the other. So I could have done that at any point, but I just saw that was missing there, so I did that one then. And then 15, total liabilities, again, is just the sum. Basically, I tried to do all of 2018 before I did 2019. I think that's right. Correct. I kept getting, no, I tried to do 2019 before I did 2018. Sorry. Okay, where were we? 15. So then 16, where did I go for that one? Down below, apparently. 16, plugged in the 1020 from below. That was down here. I can figure out other assets now because I know cash, I know property, plant, and equipment, and I know the total. So I can just subtract to get that 11,915 or 959. Now, let's find 18. I think is over here. 22, 23. Why did I not do these better? 18. Anyone see 18? Maverick. Okay, he didn't do it. I can plug in total assets here, the 13.6, or I could double check to make sure that everything adds up to get the 13.6. Okay, 19 was up above. 19, this here, the ending balance of retained earnings came from down below, from step 14. 20, you can plug that in, the 3825 from the previous year. The 3825 here is what this is number 20. 21, I got the 1215, the ending balance, the 3825 plus the dividends minus the beginning balance gave me 1215. 22, net income, you're just going to plug that in from down here from step 21. 23, you figure out cost of goods sold is revenues minus expenses, other expenses minus this, and you will get 11,680. And I think that's all we need to do. It seems really easy when I'm just running through it, but it took me a while to do too. You have to think about the relationship between the different parts. And like I said, you have to kind of figure out what do I know and go from there. I did 2019. I did most of that first because that was the one that seemed to have enough information and enough numbers that I could figure out. Okay, I will be uploading this shortly, the file as well. I wish I could get full screen, but I somehow can't seem to manage that. Oh, yes, I could with that. No, I can't. I can just move it around. Okay. Thanks, everyone.